one of my favorite things to do is to send notes to my family and friends telling them how much I appreciate them. That's going to be our project today, is you are going to take an envelope and decorate it with the favorite thing you have in your garden and write a note and send it to somebody in your life. So on this one, I did a little clover, but maybe you have watermelon growing in your garden and want to do watermelon, or a sunflower, or a carrot. It could be all kinds of different things, whatever you choose. To get started, find a plain envelope. Mine's a brown craft envelope. It could be a white envelope, just anything you have lying around. And then find something that you want to draw a picture of. In this case, I'm going to do coreopsis from my garden. It's nice and bright and sunny, and I really enjoy looking at it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I've got my flower right here that I can look at it, and usually I draw in pencil, but so that you can Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have my flower right here, my envelope. Usually when I draw in pencil, but so that you can be sure to see it, I'm gonna use just a fine tip black pen today. So I'm gonna start by kind of looking at that roughly center, and I'm gonna draw a little bit of that roughly center. And from perspective, when I look at it, the petals here look taller to me than the ones down here. So I'm gonna make my petals at the top a little bit taller, and they kind of have this toothed margin, so they have these ruffles on the end. So I'm going to draw these ruffles nice and big. I'm kind of simplifying mine. You can see that this flower is a lot fancier than the one I'm drawing, but again, this is sort of all up to your own artistic interpretation. As long as you are having fun when you do this, that is what matters. Okay. So I did simplify it quite a bit, and I missed a lot of these ruffles. So I might come back and sort of add a little ruffle here and kind of some ruffles here like that. Maybe add a little bit more like that. Okay? Then when I look at, and here we go. I'll go through and add a lot more ruffles there. Something along those lines. Then when I look at the stem, I see how long and curvy that stem is. So let's make a nice long curvy stem here. Like that, okay? And then we're going to add some of these leaves. These leaves, some of them are pretty plain, just kind of a narrow leaf. Some have a little bit of toothing to them. Some of them have kind of that lobed leaf. So let's maybe do a little combination of that. So we'll come and bring it up here. Nice narrow leaf at the bottom. Add that little lobe, and then come up here at the top. Okay? So there we go. So not the best drawing I've ever done, but good enough for our purposes today. Now the fun part is when you get to add color. I love watercolor because they're so easy to work with, they're inexpensive, and they're pretty forgiving too. So you can come and find a color that looks good for you. Just do a light touch. You can blend your colors. I think I'm going to do a base coat of this nice bright yellow. And because this one in particular has so many layers to it, I think I can kind of see a little bit of orange. I'm going to add a little bit of orange to our card for some more depth. Just kind of do a light touch of orange. And then I think I'm going to come back with a little bit of this yellow and just blend it in a little bit better. What I like about this is it's artistic, but it's also useful. So people love getting letters, and they love getting letters that have just a little bit of joy in them. I used to write letters to my grandma all the time, and one of my favorite things to do was open the mailbox and find a letter from her. All right, I've moved on to adding some color in the leaves. Nice bright green here. Kind of staining the lines a little bit. Come back and maybe add a little bit of a lighter layer. Maybe the light is hitting the leaf there. Give it a little depth. Come back and add a little. The nice thing about doing watercolor on this kind of craft paper is that it dries pretty quickly. And so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to do that center, which is mostly yellow, but I can see a little hint of dark orange, maybe a little bit of brown, so we can add those colors too. We'll kind of see how that dries and we can maybe come back to it. Now, I think this envelope could be good to go, ready to send to family and friends. If you want to do something a little extra special, that's really easy, is you can just do a little rectangle around where you would send, where you would write the address and the name of your recipient. So let's grab our green, mix my greens a little bit, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to come over and over and then up and make a nice bright rectangle that will be fun to put somebody's name into. Okay. Now because I had outlined this in black, there's some more definition to it than there is this rectangle. So as soon as this dries, I can come back and I can add a little bit of marker. And I'm just gonna go for it. And there you go. The outside of your envelope is ready to go. You can write the name of your friend, their address, and then usually I like to do my return address on the flap up there. So there's one more special thing that we can do that is a surprise for the inside of the envelope. So when you turn it over, right now there isn't anything very special about this envelope, but if we want to, we can make a special envelope insert. And so what I had done here was I printed out this fun design and then I measured it to be the width of this envelope, and then I just cut it and then I trimmed around here and I glued it in with a glue stick, and there you go, you have an envelope liner. So now you've got a fancy envelope liner, a fancy envelope, and it is ready to send to your friends.